Hello everyone, I'm Elizabeth Shaw and this channel is all about the narcissistic personality disorder. To give you more understanding of those people with the disorder, to give you understanding of what you've been through and ways that you can recover from narcissistic abuse. This video is about why do people stay in an abusive relationship. Once out, we might even start to question ourselves as to why did we stay. Some of the most smart, intelligent, intuitive people who get entangled with a narcissist struggle to break free. And when they look back and remember those moments that they just knew something was off and questioned the relationship within themselves, yet they stayed, sometimes before any cracks even appeared. It's extremely complicated as to why people stay. It's hard for those who've lived it to understand why they would stay. Those who haven't lived it just don't seem to get it. Narcissistic people enjoy convincing you that you're worthless without them, you're nothing without them, you'll never find anyone else without them, you'll never be happy, you'll never be loved, you'll never be anything, and you'll never get yourself together and you'll never break free. They enjoy going around destroying people and making you think so that as long as you behave and walk on eggshells, all will be okay. Yet as soon as you walk free, all hell will break loose. Breaking free will save you. Just do so carefully. You are worthy, you are special, you are lovable, you will find someone worthy of you, you will be happy, you will get yourself together, and you will be free. Unless people have lived life firsthand with a narcissist, they will never truly understand exactly what went on, and that friendly advice of why don't you just leave, or how unhelpful that friendly advice actually is. So why do people stay? The narcissist thinking and what you can do if you're trying to get out. First is the love bombing, the idealization phase. They start their manipulation from the very beginning by mirroring you, matching you like for like. You are the perfect match and they are the perfect match for you. Too good to be true. Yet because we know this can actually happen in real life and two normal people can meet, click and live a long, happy life together, we don't see any wrong in it. The soulmate we've met has shown us no evidence that there is anything wrong with them. The reality we are living and it is perfect. This can start those doubts within ourselves before the relationship is a few months in. We blame our instincts for being wrong as we cannot see exactly what they are telling us, and this partner is perfect. We look for outside reasons and excuses, past hurts from relationship, past hurts in childhood. Even when the things they say don't add up, we begin to question ourselves and not use them as there is no evidence to say otherwise. The narcissist doesn't know who they truly are. So they go around stealing other people's qualities and passing them off as their own. For future, learn your boundaries. Know when your no needs to mean no and stick to your no. Good people will not try to break your boundaries. Your no will become a deal breaker. Learn who you are by asking yourself, who am I? Activities and things that you enjoy for you. Learn to love yourself and learn to raise your standards and keep your standards. Now, one of the things is they can open up our attachment system. This is developed in early childhood with our primary caregivers. The attachment system, if developed, opens our ability to attach to another on an emotional and physical level. When you are emotionally connected to someone, it becomes harder to just walk away. Some narcissists do not develop this attachment system or they lose it, meaning they can simply walk away from others without a care. Take your time in future, don't drag it out, yet don't rush it. Someone like you would be happy to take it slow and really get to know each other. We have a thing called object consistency developed within ourselves from early childhood again, meaning we have the ability to care for others even when there is distance or conflicts. As we can maintain an emotional bond, we can bounce back from the negatives and forgive others for hurting us. Narcissistic people are missing this object consistency. They are unable to maintain deep emotional connections with others. And if they feel that someone has criticised them or hurt them in some way, even if the other person hasn't, they can just cut that caring side off. Write down all those times they've hurt you, not been there for you, walked away from you, caused you pain. Every time you doubt yourself, look at it and remind yourself of who they truly are. Fear plays a big part in keeping most people with a narcissist, if that narcissist is a family member or a partner. Fear of letting the family down, fear of judgment from others, fear of failure, fear of mistakes, fear of losing your identity, which you've already lost. So now your identity is reliant upon that relationship. Fear of financial survival, fear of being lonely. The narcissist keeps you trapped with their plays of reward and punishment. You fear their reactions and change who you are, walking on eggshells to please them. Then when they reward you, it confirms in your mind that it is your fault. It was never your fault. Fear from threats they make that could be the covert you wish you'd never do that, or the overt you'll never see the children again. Fear of where you'll live, especially if they've taken over control of your finances. The narcissist has a deeply wounded ego. They fear losing control and they fear to be inferior to others and unimportant. So they put fear into other people, those around them, to keep that control. Fear is one of the biggest things in life that keeps people trapped in all areas. Fear of failure, fear of success. Now, it's not so easy when you're being threatened, but when you jump over fear, stop thinking about the worst that could happen and start focusing on the best that could happen. Stay safe. Don't let them know you're leaving. Get out safely. Start calling the authorities now. Get protection orders. Go to refuges. And get all the help and support that you can. Just keep yourself safe and work on that fear. Fear of judgment. Who cares what others think? They have not lived your life. Good people will support you. Those who judge you have their own issues and they are not for you. Don't fear judgment from other people. You don't need those people that judge you in your life. Ego and pride, which also falls under fear. Proud of your family. Worries, judgment and prejudice from others. How could you have stayed in an abusive relationship? Why could you not see? Why could you not help them to heal and recover? There's got to be a way to help them and make this work. What can you do to change the dynamics of the relationship and make it work? Your pride and ego is there to help others, support others and do your personal best, and it hurts when you can't help people. A narcissist's pride and ego is to help themselves. Nobody falls in love faster than a narcissistic person who needs to prove to all others that they are not the one with the problem. Why most hop from relationship to relationship. Now, caring hurt people can also jump into relationships. We all make mistakes and have errors in our own judgment. Learn that you are far from alone. Narcissistic people have tried to destroy some of the most loving, empathetic, intelligent people. People will and do understand you. People have had eerily similar experiences and know how you feel. Guilt also plays a part, especially if it's your parents or you have a child with a narcissist. A narcissist does not feel guilt, shame perhaps in the moment, which they will then project to escape accountability and escape taking any responsibility. Now, guilt for splitting up the family, what you've got to think is the children are being already raised in a toxic, broken home. Walking free it's not a broken home. You will create a happy, positive, healthy home. You have to let go of the guilt, or it will eat you up. Remember what you did in given moments was the right intentions for you and those around you. Forgiveness is for you. Forgive your past mistakes. Let them go and take the lesson with you. None of this was your fault. You did what you believed to be best at that moment in time. Don't feel guilty if it was or is your parents. You need to. It is hard to walk away from your parents. These are the people who raised you, especially if they're elderly now. But if they continue to hurt you, destroy you and put you down, then you do not leave them in your life. Now, narcissistic personality disorder is on a spectrum, so there is those that you might be able to manage your time around. But if it just hurts who you are, then you need to stop worrying about what others think and start worrying about what's best for you. Gratitude. They will constantly, through the reward stage, show you how nice they can be when you behave, as they are not bad all the time, meaning you can find evidence of when they are good. You've lived the reality of when they treat you so well. They are the person that treats you better than anyone ever has, yet worse than anyone ever has. They idolize, devalue, then discard. They will over-exaggerate the times they treat you well. They will underplay, deny, blame shift the times they treated you badly. Things like, if they've destroyed property, you made me do it, or at least I didn't punish you. Narcissists believe they deserve to get without having to give. Write down the negatives and ask yourself, what did they truly do for me? Empathy. As you have high levels of empathy, and narcissists might say things like, I wish I could be a better person for you, or I'll change with your help. You have a lot of compassion and forgiveness for people and want to help people. A narcissist either has very low levels of empathy or no empathy. They simply only act like they care if it meets a need of their own. Turn inwards and give your empathy to you. Give your care inside to you. Help you heal. Put yourself first, and then you'll give the best of yourself to those who deserve you. As they exaggerate all their good points and downplay all their bad points, you believe that if you try harder, then they will be there for you and that they do genuinely care. And if you put the effort into the relationship, they will too. Blame, as they project all their faults onto you and into you and blame shift all those negative moments onto you. You are led to believe it's all your fault. You are led to believe that the blame lies within you. They change reality on you as you live the two faces of a narcissist, the admiration face and the envy face, the one where they shower you to get admiration for themselves and the one where they destroy you as they are envious of you. You live them, you see and you believe the realities, which leaves you conflicted and often leaves you blaming yourself for what you've done. You need to lose that self-blame. That self-blame is not going to help you. It was not your fault. They switch reality to suit them, often believing their own lies. You will not get the whole truth from a narcissist in a straight-out way. They might tell themselves, yet this is never directly. Write down the reality of what truly happened. Trauma bonding. Due to those highs and lows of the relationship that releases cortisol from the lows and the stress and dopamine from the highs, you become addicted to the abuse from the natural chemicals released into the body. You are, in essence, weaning yourself of a very addictive drug. Narcissistic people are addicted to hitting those highs and they constantly look for new targets, new ways and new addictions to achieve this. No contact is the best. If you have children, grey rock, so limited contact, need to know basis information, business-like, boring. Get yourself some new hobbies, new routines, things to fill your time in a positive way. Financial control. Most will manipulatively control your finances. They'll either become dependent on you and suck you dry, get you into heaps of debt, taking out loans in your name, often without you even knowing, or they'll get you to give up your home and your job so that you've nowhere else to go and you are reliant upon them. Narcissists believe they are entitled. Their mindset is what's yours is mine and what's mine's my own. And if I give you something, that is still mine. What can you do? Call helplines to find somewhere safe to go. The step of getting out is the most important. The rest will follow. You can and you will build yourself back up to you and who you want to be. Change passwords on your bank accounts, take passports and important documents with you. Try to save some money to one side if you can do so safely. Repetition compulsion. If you've had a similar relationship in the past that failed and didn't get the knowledge as to why, you try your best and what happened within the last relationship, you then start trying your best to heal the past by making sure it doesn't happen again in the future. Narcissistic people have a pattern of repeat and they blame others. The problem is never within themselves, when in reality the problem is within themselves. You are a good person and you do deserve better. Learning who you are, understanding that nobody deserves to be abused no matter what. Knowing and re-knowing until you get it that this was never your fault. Understanding that without the knowledge, you accepted behaviours that you should have never accepted. Lack of knowledge is another one. Not knowing what you are truly dealing with and who they truly are. Believing you can help them and make it work whilst they slowly sink you and leave you confused. It's hard enough for those who've lived it to understand it. It's even harder if you've never seen it before. Some narcissistic people know exactly who they are and are extremely calculated in what they do. Others, it's just instinctive and impulsive. Learning about the disorder, understanding what you've been through, that it did not start with you and it will not end with you. You cannot help them. You can, however, help yourself. Reactive abuse is another reason why people stay. If they've prodded and poked and chipped away at you, even the best of people have their limit. If you've reacted, it's hard not to blame yourself. They may have also filmed it to use against you and be threatening you with the police and telling friends and family. Cognitive dissonance. This is where your beliefs don't match your realities, yet as they show you one reality that matches your beliefs, especially in the beginning, it's hard to see what's truly happening and causes inner conflict within your own mind. Your beliefs play a part, that you should stand by and help your parents that raised you, you should keep the family together, you married for better or for worse, children should have two parents together. A narcissist reality to them is their reality. They do not care for others' opinions. Narcissist beliefs are they are better and more important than all others. They will seek to destroy those who don't conform to their demands. Write down both realities that you've lived, understanding the difference, knowing that you don't want to live that way anymore, learning about your beliefs and who you are. Gaslighting. This is an insidious form of mental torture, slowly designed to brainwash you over a period of time, to not be able to get to grips with reality, to confuse your state of mind and to leave you feeling crazy, anxious, lonely and depressed. Narcissistic people use this to keep you trapped and to keep you hooked on them, to go to them for those reality checks. So what can you do? Write down things that are said so that you can look for your own reality checks. Look for the obstacles that you've overcome in the past. Find the positives in life. No, you are not crazy. You just fell for someone who drove you to the point of no longer knowing who you are. This is a new chapter to walk free, deal with the emotions, understand your emotions and understand yourself better, learn about you and develop who you are again. Brain damage. Mental abuse over a prolonged period of time causes brain damage. It shrinks your hippocampus, which houses your memory, and with all the gaslighting, it makes it incredibly hard to see and remember facts. It also grows your amygdala, which houses your emotions. So all your emotions are on a constant state of high, good and bad. With the narcissist playing nice, those good emotions are heightened to an extreme. Then when they hurt you, those negative emotions are also heightened to extremes. So you end up running on a lack of memory with an emotional roller coaster of extreme highs and lows. Once you walk free, these can begin to go back to their normal size. This takes time. It's going to happen, so trust and believe in you. You can piece reality back together and you can level your own emotions back out again. It is possible. People have done this before you and you can do this too. Your human needs also play a part. As Tony Robbins said, anything you do, any actions, feelings or emotions that meet 3 of your human needs, either negatively, neutrally or positively, and you will become addicted. These are certainty, you're certain you're in a relationship. Uncertainty, you never know what's going to happen next. Significance, you are usually doing all you can to provide and help them. Contribution, you give all of yourself to them and trying to make the relationship work. Growth, temporary when you get it right. The relationship goes well and all those false promises from the narcissist has you believing that they will change and your dreams will come true. Love and connection. When they play nice, you feel loved due to your empathy, attachment system and object consistency. You feel truly and deeply connected to them. Narcissistic people fill their human needs in a negative, quick fix and sometimes violent ways. They feel significant, certain and connection when they are threatening other people amongst the other things they do that fill their human needs. Fill your needs within you. Start working within. Love and connect with yourself and find new hobbies that fulfill these new needs. Grow within yourself first. Love and connect with yourself. Grow within yourself. Find your own significance. Find your own worth. And keep going until you fill these up. Now, there's nothing wrong with self-love. A lot of people have been programmed to believe, and especially with narcissistic people, that we shouldn't love ourselves and that we should give to other people first and help other people first. And unfortunately, that ends up bringing out the worst in you. Once you love and connect deep within yourself, and once you know who you are, you can then bring out the best in you and give the best in you to other people. Deep down, narcissistic people really don't care about themselves or love themselves or respect themselves. They are deeply hurt and deeply damaged individuals. Now, that doesn't make you a narcissistic person. There is 2 kinds of hurt people in the world. There is the hurt people that go around hurting other people. And then there's the hurt people that go around healing other people. But you have got to be healed within yourself first before you can go out helping others. Or you've got to be at least taking the steps to heal. Fill your needs within you and start loving yourself. You are worthy and you do deserve it. A couple of last theories that are my own personal opinion. Even if you were around a narcissist where those around you sensed something wasn't quite right with them, told you to leave, tried to explain it's time to get out and stay out. Now, some narcissistic people are extremely good at what they do and convince everybody around them that they're perfect and you are the one at the fault. And this is also extremely difficult to walk away from. But either way, you could see the good side of them. You could see the good in the narcissistic person. Now, it could very well be the gaslighting and the blame shifting that makes you blame you, but you are aware and open to your own insecurities, your own vulnerabilities, your own faults and your flaws. As you understand that you are not perfect, as most of us are all imperfectly perfect in our own right. We simply care for others and want to help them, want to understand more about them, don't want to quit, don't want to give up on people until we've exhausted every single option to help them. Then and only then can we walk away and bolt the door shut to the past. Begin to learn more about ourselves, within ourselves, who we are, who we want to be, what makes us work, what makes us happy, what makes us and others do what we do, feel how we feel, care on a deep level and learn to help ourselves first. Then those who want to be helped and walk away from those, we will then learn to help those who want to be helped and walk away from those who just seek to destroy others. We have a great view of perceptions and can see others' ideas, viewpoints. Now, a narcissistic person can only see their own, whereas we are open to ideas and taking on board other people's opinions and points of views. Now is the time to work on you. Believe in you. You are worthy, you are special, you are loving, you are kind, you deserve so much better. Someone who is willing to try all they can to help people, to help those around you that are hurting, even when it's hurting yourself. Someone who is willing to try all they can to help these kinds of people, to hurt, even though we know it's time to walk away. But now it's time to develop within ourselves, to let go of the past, to be able to look into it and understand it and move forward without regrets. You did all you could those times that you did all you could in those moments with good intentions, with the knowledge you had. Now you're gaining more knowledge, you're gaining more power within yourself, you're learning to love yourself again, you're learning to realise what kind of people you don't want to be associated with. Positivity breeds positivity, negativity eventually, unfortunately, brings other people down. You have a greatness within you and you can heal from this and you can develop and you can achieve something for you and for your life, for who you want to be. And you can still be a good person by doing so. Walking away from these kinds of people does not make you a bad person. It makes you a wise person and a strong person. Now, it takes an average of 7 attempts to break free from these relationships, which means some do crack it on the first attempt. Some it takes 20 attempts. It all depends on the type of narcissist you've been with, how long it took them to show their true colours, just how manipulative they were, because remember, it is on a disorder. So no more judgment, because we don't know the lives that other people have lived. All we know is ourselves, and we can work on ourselves to create a better future for ourselves and for those good people around us. Thank you for listening. Bye.